I should have showed you this before it started spinning, but look at the monkey. Don't blink, look at it, look at it, look at it. Good morning, my dudes. We have a really fun, really exciting project that we're about to start today. We are getting a pool table. In a couple weeks it's being delivered, and that's super exciting. I cannot wait. So I have to make the beeps a pool cue. A standard pool cue is 59 inches long. We're gonna make one 10 inches shorter. We're gonna make one around 48 or 49 inches for our 7-year-old son, the beeps. And I'm also gonna be making one for Strider, but that is going to be a future episode. Today we are gonna focus on the Bubs' mini pool cue. I'm so excited. So just to give you a quick recap of all the cues that I've been making so far, here's the very first one. Pretty good, 4 points. Beautiful. And then after that one, we did this like 30 million pointer. I don't even know how many points this is. It's a lot of points. It was a lot of fun. So far, I think that this one might be my favorite. I don't know. Next up is this ebony piece. I think this might be Strider's favorite. This is Red Heart in the forearm. It's really, really pretty. Turned out really good. We have some mother of pearl inlays. And then lastly, we have this one. This one is not completely finished yet. It's just got the first base layer of epoxy. I'm gonna be finishing it off this week, but I'm really proud of it. It's all purple heart with lots of holly inlays. We have a solid maple handle. Ooh, really pretty. So the thing with the Bubs' cue, he wants something atypical. He wants something colorful and green. Green is his favorite color. I know he probably wants something to do with monkey, but this is just out of my comfort zone. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm just gonna make this up as I go along. I know for the forearm, we're gonna do some green points, but for the base, I wanna do some curly maple. Hey, Kiki. First, let's find center. And yeah, now let's go ahead and poke center. Let's load it into the tapering CNC. 1.34, good, let's do this. Now we're gonna face off this surface and then find true center. Finding true center is one of my favorite parts about doing cues. It's just so satisfying. Make sure we're lined up, and we're good. Now, most cue handles are 12 inches, and I love that the Beeps has like a miniature one, so we're gonna do a 10-inch handle. I've made a mark, let's go ahead and chop it. It's gonna be the cutest pool cue ever made, y'all. All right, time to do one more taper. We only care about the small end right now. It's the only one we care about. Should be at 950, and we're at 950. Look at that. All right, let's make some points. Now it is time for the veneers. Y'all, so messy, but this is the last one done. Into the makeshift press, squish. Good morning, my dudes. New day. Check this crazy thing out. Look at this thing. We're gonna get super cool with this today. This is gonna be the Beeps' handle. It's 5:30 in the morning. The neighborhood's awake. By the way, shout out to Beeps. Without him, I don't think I would have ever used this really cool, like, colored plywood for a pool cue. But since he's 7, the rules change. This is awesome. Oh yeah, this is gonna be super cool. Oh, that is awesome. Cinder drill. There we go. Next step, we bore a hole. Test fit. We're gonna make a segmented handle to break up this pattern. Oh, it's a good fit. Woo, look how straight that is. First try. Now we're gonna make some rings. There's 1, 2, and 4. Even enough. That works. Okay. Almost there. Ugh. For rings, we're going silver. That's a tight fit. Maple, silver. It just turned out so cool. Look at that. Amazing. All right, now we let the epoxy dry. That precision takes practice. I'm very proud of that. It is dead ringer. And also it looks like a cucumber. Step 1, we're gonna add a bunch of epoxy into the points. All right, now we just add every single point one by one. There's no reason to rush, just take your time, no mistakes. And now we're going to use surgical tubing and just tighten. Perfect. Now we wait. Morning, my dudes. New day. I have a new idea. I'm gonna use this piece of scrap and make a matching butt ring. I know that sounds weird, but just go with it. First, let's flatten it. Nice and flat. There we go. Now we find center. Get it. Nice. Almost there. Now we make a ring. Come on. There we go. Man, that turned out so good. And it's lined up sort of with this guy. Look. Yeah. Okay, while that dries, let's go ahead and start tapering this down. Oh yeah, looking really good. Now it's time for some smaller rings. Yeah. Now it is time to do the all-important edge joint. Spin it, Bit. There we go. We're gonna go really slow. This is a very sensitive thing. Just feed it until it starts going by itself. We're good. Let me do a quick test for straightness here. Nice, looking good. So I have started using really slow epoxy for the A-joint right here. So now we're just gonna let it sit, bake in the oven for 4 or 5 hours. We'll be back. Also, guys, can we just talk about how small it is? It's so cute. Look at all this space. Usually that's full of Q when I'm at this stage. Love it, man. Okay, now we need to let it hang and let it harden for a day. I'm just so tickled by the size of this pull Q. All right, let me grab maple wood. I'm gonna turn this into a shaft. This has been sitting in my garage for like 6 months. It should be well aged. Now for shaft wood, I have a very special cutter. Here it is. Slow and steady, baby. Very, very slow. This taper turned out beautifully. It doesn't even need sandpaper. Okay, so now we are going to match the ring work on the other part of the Q. So it's gonna be phenolic, ring, phenolic. So for my Qs, I've always used Radial. It's my favorite connecting pin, so that's what we're gonna do. Now, while I finish working on the shaft, I'm gonna go ahead and start tapering this bad boy down. It's a little loose. Am I there yet? I need to size this down in order to fit here. I'm so close. Got it. Now I can thread on the ferrule. We are almost done, y'all. Good morning. It's another day. I'm supposed to get out. The Beebs loves monkeys, so you know what? We're gonna engrave him a monkey. Let me make sure that we're dead center. Yep, we're good. Dude, I don't know if you can see it. You'll see it once I fill it with paint. Oh my goodness. Don't fall, GoPro, don't fall. All right, let's go ahead and fill this bad boy up. I'm so excited. Let's make sure all the pores are filled. Nice and saturated. This is like 9 parts epoxy, 1 part paint. All right, let's see if it's filled. I love it. I love it so much, dude. Little monkey. Installing the radial connecting pin. We're getting close. Radial pin. All right, let's see if this works. Let's look more. We're not there yet, but let's do a quick straightness test. Dude, look at that. Dead straight. All right, the glue has been set deep inside. It's now curing. This is a little trick I learned. Even though that it was rolling dead straight, while it cures, I do a slow reverse roll centered on this guy, so I know, like, without a doubt that it is completely dead center. Look at that. Oh. I should have showed you this before it started spinning, but look at the monkey. Don't blink. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Now we sand. Let's do this. Acetone. Let's do a quick clean. First epoxy coat. Let's go slow. Playing card really helps with the application here. We want it smooth as glass. We won't get there, but that's our goal. We want it as smooth as possible. Looking for bumps, obvious ones. The base layer is done. I need to hang this guy for 3 days. So I'll see you guys in a few days. Okay, now we sand. First we're gonna start with 220. It's just so messy. All the shinies are gone, almost. Now we're just gonna do some water and clean it off. It's so satisfying getting it clean. All that dust gone, look at that. Boom! Now it is time for the UV coat. This stuff is very stinky, so I have a hardcore mask on. Probably why I sound like a Smurf right now. I want it nice and thick, so I'm actually gonna add some more after I smooth it out. I have spent so long trying to get this particular step right. The Solaris stuff, this UV stuff, is so temperamental. If you do one mistake, it's GG. You gotta start over, and it's just wicked brutal. Man, I will say, that looks really, really good. So I'm gonna let it sit for around 10 minutes while it glasses out. I just want it to flatten and flatten and flatten, and then after that I'll kick on the UV. Man guys, I have to say, since I've started doing this particular pull cue, Beebs has asked me how it's going like 50 times a day. He is so excited to, one, get this pull cue. He loves it.
and also to start shooting with it. He's like really excited about learning how to play pool. He's like, Dad, can you teach me how? Warms my heart, you guys. It makes me want to like work extra hard in this pool cue. He's so excited. Now I get to show you guys my rig. This is my UV light rig, total DIY, and it works beautifully. I'm very proud of it. I'm not ready to kick it on yet. I'm just getting it prepared. All right, it's been 15 minutes. Check this out, you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and plug it in. And then what these are special UV LEDs in the bottom. I'm gonna let that cook for around 3 minutes, turn it off, let it flatten out, 3 minutes again, until it's hardened.
What this carbide sanding manual does is you can sand it down all the way and then match it perfectly with this guy. All right, here we go. This is just regular water. You gotta wet it up. I don't love this part, not gonna lie. Here, let me show you what the carbide sanding manual does. So it can actually handle the sandpaper. It's not gonna go down, wear over time. So I can do this all day long and get it to match exactly. In between grits, whenever you go up a grit, you wanna give it a clean white. It just takes so long, you guys. We're now up to 600 grit, and then we're gonna go to 800, 1,000, 1,200, 1,500, 2,000, and then we'll be done. This is when it starts to really transform. You can start to see it getting shinier and shinier and shinier. 1,500 grit, 3,000 grit. Oh, we polish. I love this part, y'all. You can kind of see like all that hard work coming to fruition. And this car polish stuff smells really good, which is nice. Right now we're just buffing it in. You can see it, it'll start matte, and it'll get shinier and glossier and glossier. And this is protective as well. It cleans, it protects it. So right now what I'm looking for are reflections. I can see the reflection of this light right here. And I'm waiting for it to hit like a certain clarity before I move on to the next step. This is kind of a plastic protector. It adds to the sheen, but mainly I think that this step is for protecting the cue against ding. Same thing as before. I'm looking for a certain clarity before I move on to the next step. Just buff it out, speed it up. All right, on to the third step. This is kind of a glaze coat. I have to slow it down. I now have it in my mouth, so that's good. Delicious. Now we can speed it back up. Man, I love how shiny it gets right here. It's just so satisfying. It looks like a marble. Let's take a look at it real quick. Let me slow it down. So this is basically finished. Look at that sheen. I love it, man. It turned out really good. Dude, I'm so stoked on it. It turned out so good. There's something like magical that happens whenever you buff it up and make it super shiny. All of a sudden it goes from like this man-made object to like this pro thing like that you could buy in a store, and I'm like too proud. All right, it's bright and early. I can't wait for the Beebs to wake up. He's still sleeping. I mean, look at this thing, you guys. Man, it turned out so good. Woo! Good morning, guys. Can I come show you my pool cue that I made for the Beebs? Check this out, y'all.
Babe, it almost
good catch.
fell. What? Oh
Pretty
my gosh,
cool, huh?
I love the monkey.
Yeah, the little monkeys came out pretty good, huh?
The green honey, do you love it? Okay, wait, let's see. Stand right there. Let's see how tall it is.
Yeah,
Tall,
don't show
stand
your
up.
face, no face reveal. It's
Stand up.
perfect, bro. I love it.
Babe, you did such a good job. It's beautiful.
Thank you. Well, guys, this is a long one. This is a doozy. I hope you enjoyed seeing like all of what goes into making a pool cue. We're gonna cap it here. Hope you enjoyed it.
Bye-bye. It looks really cool.